Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal the International. I'm called Morinzi at Top Stories. Tears and sorrow at the Manga William Avenue at Limbe one month after GBHS Kondo TT massacre. The 5 persons who were gruesomely killed on November 24, 2021 in the Kondo TT received state burial today. And hospitals, the nation's political capital Yaoundé, are already strategizing to be able to handle numerous cases of accidents during the festive period. And Cameroonian refugees who sought refuge in neighboring Nigeria following the inter-tribal conflict between Arab Shawars and Muskum have been assisted with some foodstuffs and items and beddings. And chiefs in the southwest region have called on their subjects to give the support to the success of the 2022 AFCON. Those were major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Tears and sorrow at the Manga William Avenue in Limbe, Southwest region, 1 month after the government bilingual high school Kondo TT massacre. These 5 martyrs who were gruesomely killed on November 24, 2021 in a Kondo TT received state burial today. Manga Wankam Celestine, a French teacher, alongside her 4 students were shot by unidentified gunmen who attacked the government bilingual high school Kondo TT school campus. The official funeral ceremony, which started today in Limbe, was chaired by the Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalova Lyonga, who on the occasion condemns the atrocities perpetrated by presumed separatist fighters. The sad event was attended by a cross-section of school officials, service administrative authorities, and elites of the Indian division who all shed tears. Men of God on the occasion called on the population to continue praying for a peace to return in the crisis-hit southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon. Let's take a listen to one of the mourners.
I feel so bad being without my mother. For so long now, I've been wishing to stay with her, but because of her job site, she will not allow her job site to come stay with us. It was just a sad news. We just heard that she was being shot by some gunmen we don't know. I pray to God that one day we shall meet again. And hospitals in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, are strategizing to be able to handle the numerous accidents that usually occur during the festive periods. Experience has revealed that there are always more victims during the end-of-year feast. More on the story with our reporter, Hysen Cha.
The affluence and excesses during the end-of-year festivities quite high, a moment when many plunge themselves into uncontrollable alcoholic consumption. Consequences, many getting involved with different forms of accidents. Different hospitals are multiplying efforts to be able to meet up with the demands of cases of emergency. Visiting some hospitals, like the Yaoundé Central Hospital, the mobilization is quite intense.
We are prepared at any time to receive. When there is some accidents, maybe a traffic accident, sometimes we receive 20 patients at the same time. So we are prepared.
New equipments at the emergency unit to ameliorate the situation of patients.
Naturally, we have additional equipment. In fact, we had this equipment, but it was old. Now we have a new one.
The blood diffusion unit equally strategizing to have more donors.
We are inviting all the persons, all the donors, familial donor or benevolent donors to come to the blood bank and give their blood, because at the end of the year now we have accidents, we have any other pathologies that where people need blood, and we need the donors to come at this service.
The additional resources in different units, hospital authorities explain, is equally to meet up with the sanitary requirements during the upcoming Total Energies African Cup of Nations.
And the Minister of Trade, Luc Bargatangana, has been assured of the availability of enough quantity and quality of foodstuff for the festive period, which should connect to the AFCON Jamboree. While visiting the Yaoundé Trade Fair, the Minister of Trade took time off to inaugurate the Christmas Food Fair at the 20th May Boulevard. More on the story with our student John Yaoundé.
The question of scarcity and high prices of basic necessities addressed this Wednesday, 22nd, by the Cameroon Minister of Trade, Luc Bargatangana. He reassures the population that there is abundant foodstuff at affordable prices during this festive period.
I have visited that site where we are selling products for the feast. I didn't see any panic anywhere, any panic on prices. I don't know if people are trying to invent a new world just to frighten the Cameroonians. I said that is not serious, and I asked it to stop.
Fully satisfied during his visit at the Yaoundé Trade Fair, the trade boss laid emphasis on the promotion of made-in-Cameroon products as the top priority. Delighted with different rich products present here, coming in from different areas.
I am satisfied. I am satisfied because, of course, there are many population coming from many quarters in Yaoundé city and even outside. And it's the same operation, of course, in the regions. And I can tell you, go and see in the regions. It's very, very good.
And here at the 20th May Avenue, Bargatangana inaugurated another trade fair, equally with the objective of ensuring that the population of the capital city have Xmas and New Year foodstuff at moderate prices.
I will take you to the west region of Cameroon, where inhabitants of Banganthi are in a shock following the death of the 22-year-old bike rider who was stabbed to death in the early hours of Wednesday. His alleged assassin, his neighbor, a bike rider, is said to be on the run. More on the story.
C'est la dépouille de Christian Wado, 22 ans, qui a été retrouvée dans une mare de sang à l'entrée de son domicile ce 23 décembre à Banganthi. Selon les témoignages recueillis sur place, il s'agit...
We are sorry for that mix-up. We're talking about the death of a bike rider stabbed to death in the early hours of Wednesday today in Banganthi in the west region of Cameroon. His alleged assassin, his neighbor, a bike rider, is said to be on the run. More on the story.
More than 20 trucks loaded with goods heading to Chad from Cameroon. They contain food items, beddings, pharmaceutical products, and even cows to be distributed to Cameroonian refugees who fled the Logona Shari division as a result of the intertribal conflict. It is President Biya's gift to the refugees.
We are the bearer of his message of condolence, and we also, on another hand, we are hanging over the food item, the medical and all commodity can enable them to be at ease.
While visiting sites that harbor the refugees, Far North Governor Mijiawa Bakari, accompanied by his team and his counterparts of the Shari Begimi province of Chad, thanked the Chadian government for its hospitality and cautioned the refugees on the need to respect the law.
He also asked our counterpart to respect the law of regulation of this country and to avoid any disturbance, because Chadian population upset to live with them and to accompany them in this difficulty they are faces.
The Minister of Territorial Administration reportedly held talks with both parties of the conflict during his last visit to the Far North region, and it was disclosed that the parties involved promised to bury the hatchet. According to Governor Mijiawa Bakari, security measures are being taken to ensure the desired peace be restored for the refugees to return.
And chiefs in the southwest region of Cameroon have told their subjects to give their support to the success of the 2022 AFCON Jamboree. The president of the Southwest Chiefs was speaking in Gemé at the entrance of the Limbe or Misport Stadium as FACO chiefs engaged in a clean-up campaign on the eve of the AFCON football tournament. More on the story with Ines Ondwambala.
Chiefs in the southwest region have called on their subjects to mobilize and to participate in all initiatives geared towards the success of the African Nations Cup to kickstart on January 9. They were speaking in Gemé during the launch of a cleanup campaign.
This event of today, even though organized by FACO Chiefs, but supervised by the Southwest Chiefs Conference, that is why I'm here as the president, to supervise what the FACO Chiefs are doing. It is a wonderful initiative, it is good. And after this, we are going to have a meeting with all the chiefs, I convene all the chiefs, in order that the cleanup campaign should continue, not only here, but in our villages, especially all roads leading to Limbe.
According to the chiefs, if the ongoing cleanup campaign should fully succeed, the traditional rulers must rally their population.
You know, we are a people who are very compassionate. We are a people who are very considerate. We are a people who are very welcoming. We want to extend that attitude of ours. Let it be an aspect of communion for all the persons who are going to be here in FACO for this event.
Speaking at the launch, the mayor of Limbe 2 subdivision, Chief Ntive Daniel, pledged the full support of his council to achieve.
It's a very, very good example to follow. You see the custodian of the land come out themselves in their numbers, all the corners of FACO division, to make sure that they keep their surrounding clean to receive the visitors for the AFCON. It's to show you that the chiefs themselves are prepared and they are very willing and happy for this event.
The exercise equally got the backing of the administration at the TO of Limbe 2 presided over.
The chief's engagement in order to prove to the whole world, to our country, from all the corners, that they are ready to receive the AFCON here in Limbe, Boya side. Precisely in Limbe 2 subdivision, the host of the Limbe of Misport Stadium. And their gesture is full of symbolism.
The expectation is that the population will rally behind their chiefs to ensure a clean city for the AFCON game.
And the military continue fine-tuning our strategies on how to combat terrorists during the upcoming Total Energies African Cup of Nations in the different stadiums. They were asked to Misport Stadium for another rehearsals on the simulation exercise on how to neutralize any terrorists. More on the story with Hyson Cha.
The invasion of terrorists into the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium, taking many spectators hostage. Alerted of the situation, the forces of law and order immediately rushed to the football arena for rescue. And while into the stadium, the security elements took cover and strategized to uncover the terrorists without being hurt. The unidentified gunmen quickly neutralized and the victims set free thanks to the heavy deployment. The report of the operation rendered to the military hierarchy.
Actuellement, nous avons 4 otages neutralisés, 4 otages libérés. Nous procédons à la fouille pour nous rassurer qu'il n'y a aucun...
These appear so real, but it is just a stage play on how to handle terrorist attacks in the stadium during the Total Energies African Cup of Nations.
We want to make it clear that it is just an exercise to be sure that we are to test the level of our reaction, the reaction of our forces of law and order.
Presiding over the exercise for the Yaoundé pool, Nasiri Paul Biya is confident that if there shall be any form of an attack during the soccer tournament, the perpetrators will be rapidly tracked down.
We are satisfied with the operations, and so there's no reason to panic when we have a match. Both the forces of law and defense, both the others like the Red Cross and the others will be in place to be sure that everything goes on well.
The exercise this December 22nd is the second at the Omnisport Stadium, adding to those carried out in other stadiums across the country and other strategic areas like the Yaoundé Simalen International Airport.
And that report brings us the end of this edition of Newscasts in the English language on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. We have news in the French language at exactly 19:50, où Alain Gislain Kanga. But coming up next is NC Valakan with Mark Shamo. As for me, I'll be back same time tomorrow.